Hello, everyone. My name is Raven. This is my book review on The Darkest Child. This book was really good. It took me a while to read just because of um, everything that went on in the book. It was really a tough read, and it's not because of like the dialect. It was very well written. It was very thought out. It just was a lot to handle. Sometimes I had to sit the book down and like, okay, I need a break from this. Like, oh, like it was it was that good. But then other times it would be like, okay, what's gonna happen next? Like, oh no, like it keeps you on your seat. It keeps you on your seat, at the edge of your seat, and on your toes. The time era of the book was the 1950s. It took place in a rural town in Georgia, sort of like a backwood town in Georgia. It's about a black family living in poverty. The mother of the family, she was mixed race, so she had, I felt, a lot of issues. The narrator of the story is the Tangi May. She's the fifth child of Roselle Quinn. That's the mother's name. Roselle has 10 children, and none of the fathers are present. So she's a mixed race woman raising 10 children by herself. Um, Roselle to me was really cruel. Like, just this is the perspective of Tangi May. Tangi May, she was 13 years old. She was very smart. She liked school. She was into her books. She wanted to go to school, and she was very determined to go to school. Despite everything that she was going through, she was going to school. She was going to make sure that she was going to school. Like, she continued with her education. She wanted to, do more for her siblings, and she just strived for more. She really, and she's very inspiring, I would say. This book covers a lot of abuse. The mom, she was mixed race. So, of course, in the 1950s, most mixed race people were products of rape. Uh, she, she had this, I guess, a complex. To me, that's what it seemed like. She had a complex where she felt like lighter skin was beautiful, and she kind of showed favoritism towards her older children, her lighter skinned children. I mean, she abused all of her children, but she showed more favor towards the lighter complexion ones. Tangi May, who was the darkest of all her kids, she kind of received, I would say, a lot more backlash of whatever the mom was going through. To me, she suffered a mental illness, and the book covered it. Giving like a backstory on her past and how her mother treated her, and it's to me it was more so of learned behavior because Roselle, she was the product of rape. Her mom forced her into prostitution, and her mom made her do all these cruel things, which I feel like it was, kind of inevitable for her to turn out the way that she was, because she was she was a monster. She was really awful. And I would say that she cared only about herself. But I truly believe she loved her children. She did. She loved her children. But it was more of a possessive love. I think she really feared her children leaving her, and that kind of is ironic because she abused them. She mistreated them. She would beat them. She'd burn them with cigarettes. She did a lot of physical abuse to her kids. She would. It was really bad. Like, she would take their money. Like, she made them work, and she made them give all her money. Like, it's crazy. It is. Roselle was, like I said, she was a monster. She didn't really. I don't think she was very dysfunctional. I would say she was very dysfunctional because she was kind of all over the place. Like one minute she'll be okay, and like she's somewhat a sane person, but then she would like go through these spells, and it was bad. It was really bad, especially for her children because they experienced the abuse. She mistreated them a lot. She definitely mistreated them, and yeah, like I said, I believe she had a mental illness. The story started off with her like giving birth to the 10th child, and how she just made her daughters like, she really mistreated her daughters. She mistreated all her kids, but she really mistreated her daughters the most because she would make them do things. She made them do things that a mother, a normal, sane mother, one that really loves her kids, wouldn't do. She made them prostitute themselves. She made them, she didn't let them have the proper education that they really needed. Like I said, she would take their money and keep it. She made them go to work and give her their checks. So yeah, it was a lot. She just was just like I can't really explain it because I have never read a book like this. This book made me feel a lot of different emotions. I feel like I have a love-hate relationship with this book now because it's like I want to read it again, but at the same time it's like no, because I know what to expect. But it's so good. You can't put it down. It's moments where you have to just step back from it, but yeah, it's a really good book. It's a really, really good book. It's a really good book. I've never read a book like this, and it is so. I think a lot of people should read it because it just makes you appreciative. It makes you, want to do more. It makes you really grateful for, what you do have. And I just looked at Tangy, and despite everything she was going through, she pushed forward. She kept moving, and she just was like, she faced discrimination from her mom and from like the people in the town, and that was like, as a 13-year-old girl, I could see that being a lot. Although this book was very fictional, it felt real. It felt very real. It felt like this was somebody's story, because this happened in the world. It happened to women. It happened to men. It happened to a lot of Black people during this time, and it's just an eye opener. It really is. It's an eye opener, and it's a very good book. Not all of the characters in the book were, it's not all dark, I'll say. There were some characters that were, like the little light in the book. They had a character. His name was Junior. He was more of an activist. He was really nice to the family and to Tangy. So he preached about, equality and how this is, equal treatment and fair treatment, and it was a lot that he spoke on, excuse me. He was like that Black leader in the community. And the mom, she just was really nasty. Like, I couldn't get over how nasty she was. Like, she was just a very nasty person. It it's at times it was really hard for me to believe that she was just like this monster that she was, because she was bad. She was really bad, and she made her kids do horrible things. They did horrible things. They had a tough life, and I couldn't imagine living that type of life. Like I said, it just makes you appreciate what you do have. It made me like really, I don't know, I guess just look in the mirror, look at myself, and not really, it just made me want to do more. I'll say it makes you really want to do more and not make excuses for things, and just take a stand for what you really believe in, because it's like this girl went through a lot and she still was determined to overcome her situation. The book had hope. It was filled with hope. It was filled with just happiness. It was filled with rage, love, sadness. Like, there was so many emotions that I went through reading this book that it was just unbelievable. I'm like, it's a book. It felt real. It felt like, it made you feel like you knew this person and you wanted to reach out and help them, and just like, you don't want to really take things for granted, or just, complain about your situation or anything. Like, this is this type of book. It's just an eye opener. It really is. It's an eye opener, and I have a lot of emotions about it. I have mixed feelings about it. I feel like I love it, but I hate it. I hate it so much because of everything that these children went through and their mother. Like, I felt like, how can you, as a mom, do this to your kids? But like I said, it was a really good book. I recommend that a lot of people read it. I recommend that, it's a must read for me. Like, I've never heard of Dolores Phillips. I wish I could have read more of her books, because she passed away after this book, actually. So I wish there was like a sequel to it, but it's not. So, and it's like, it's just, it leaves you wanting more. It does. And I enjoyed reading it. And I think that anyone else would too. Although it makes you uncomfortable, it's really a good read. It really is. And that's it. Thank you all.